Honeycutt from Moms Across America, and I'm here in Maui. It's beautiful and amazing, and I'm reporting on what's happening here. We have some pictures to show you. I've been going to many different areas around the island. I can't tell you the names of all of them. Beautiful towns. That is an image of a farm that I was about to go to. I could see it from a distance. Lush, green, and it's called a Ahimsa farm, and it's a regenerative farm. So it used to be an old pineapple plantation, and the owner, Blue Mountain, and his wife are regenerating the soil and feeding it with microbes in order to get rid of the old pesticides and herbicides that were used from the pineapple farm. So you can go to the next slide. The other way. No, it was the other way. Yeah, so you can just see how lush and green it is throughout the entire island, as long as they're not spraying Roundup. Go ahead. And along the side of the island, this is my host, Beth, from Shaka, and she pointed out that in many areas of the island, people will have just a beautiful little fruit stand with organic fruit and flowers, and it's just sort of honor system. You can go and buy, because they have an abundance of food. The important thing to know is that 150 years ago, they had on these islands, on the Hawaiian Islands, about 1 million people, and they fed them sustainably. They didn't need any source of outside food, and in fact, they were a plentiful, abundant source of food for the ships that came by. I guess, you know, pirates or, you know, just sailors, explorers that came by. They would come to Hawaii and fill up on food. So they didn't need any other outside source. Now in Hawaii, they have over about 1.2 million or 1.5 million people, but 90% of their food is sourced from outside, is imported. It's sourced from outside food. So this is you know, really quite a change. This is the Ahimsa sanctuary, and I forgot what it means. You'd have to look it up, but it's something really beautiful about the earth and healing and all of that. It's a sanctuary. You can keep going. It's on the top of a hill. It's very, very windy, so they have to have barriers of bamboo to break the wind in order to plant their plants, because otherwise the flowers blow off the trees and then there's no fruit. Go ahead, next slide. Can you switch the slide, Jack?
I have. Do you see the slide, Zen?
Okay, yes, so there we are inside the sanctuary, and I'm interviewing Gary Hooser, who is a city councilman from Kauai, who flew over for the interview. It was really fantastic. He's the man that I met in Switzerland who spoke at the Syngenta meeting about the lawsuit. I mean, Syngenta sued them after they passed a buffer zone lawsuit. All they wanted was disclosure, and they wanted the right to know when they were spraying, and they wanted buffer zones for a certain area away from, you know, schools and homes. And Syngenta, you know, sued them about that and said, no, you can't do that. So that lawsuit is still, they passed it, but it's still being appealed. And so it was really great to talk to him. We're going to be having probably a full-length documentary about all of this that's going on in Maui and Kauai and all over Hawaii. So there we are. He's a fantastic man. He completely stands up for his constituents and is concerned about health and puts health first. And I can't wait to share the entire video with you guys. You can go to the next slide. There might be a bit of a delay in timing from what I'm seeing and what you're seeing. The sanctuary had crystals. It had one of the largest crystals in the world, I believe, on the ceiling. It was really great. So these are some of the 5 citizens, which, not all of them, but some of them. So in Hawaii, you can actually pass like an initiative. You don't have to wait for the government, the city council people, the mayor. You can sort of supersede them by having 5 citizens that are native residents of Hawaii that or of Maui that initiate a law. And so these are some of the 5 citizens. There's Bonnie on the right, and then Beth coming from the right. Beth from Shaka, and that's Fred that helped organize everything. That's Bruce is one of the founding members of Shaka, and the next one is Gary Hooser from Kauai, and then the last man on the left is Kanaeli Ing, who is a native Hawaiian who ran for office at 22 years old and has been a representative in southern Maui for 4 years now. And he's one of the most brilliant politicians I have ever spoken to. He just will knock your socks off. He's amazing. His integrity and very, very smart and a really passionate young man who really cares about integrity, basically. I think they call it pono ono here. Pono is like doing the right thing. And a really amazing young man. Go to the next slide. Oh, I just had to throw that in there. They had a beautiful art gallery downstairs in the sanctuary, and I just thought that was one of the most beautiful doorways I'd ever seen. It was from Indonesia, I believe, or Bali. They brought it in there. Next slide. Did you change slides, Jack?
I did.
Okay. I'm busy. I'm busy right now.
For sure. No worries.
Okay, thanks. So this is the food that Blue Mountain made for us. It's all from the mountain, and all from the farm, and it's all vegan and delicious, amazing. There was taro root and pad thai and papaya and all kinds of. There was lime, kefir lime. It was just amazing, and it was all picked just within a few hours before we ate it, and all of the food was from the farm, completely sustainable, except for the pad thai noodles, but they were organic as well. So those are made outside, and that's a picture of the taro root sort of stew with kale, and here he is with a breadfruit, which was amazing, and a huge mango. And the breadfruit he cut up and fried. I'll show you another picture of that. He's a very brilliant man. He's a psychotherapist, but he became a regenerative farmer. And these are some little, I forgot the name of them, but they're a type of cherry. They have a little pit in them, and they're sweet and tangy. Just beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? Keep going. And next to him was the yellow fruit was sort of like a pear and ginger and a potato all in one, and that was the lunch. It was really beautiful. If you want to go a little faster, that's okay. Maybe I'm just feeling a delay. This is the breadfruit, and it's fried, I think, in a little coconut oil, and it tastes sort of like potato, a little bit like potato and sweet potato. It's just, but you just want to eat tons of it. It's delicious. Keep going. It was really great to try the native fruits. And all this time we're talking, with the leaders of the movement about the activism they've been doing, about the lawsuits, So this is, I forgot what the name of this fruit is, but it tastes like pear and ginger. And this is some of his art that Blue Mountain made. He's had a lot of sculptures there. Very artistic person. He has a ministry. I forgot the name. This is a very interesting piece. It's a seed. It is the largest seed in the world. And it's from a place in Africa, I believe. It's a type of coconut tree. I have to, don't quote me on where it's from, though. I have to get that from Blue Mountain. But it's a type of seed. It's amazing. And it's not carved or anything. That's just the shape it comes in. It's amazing. That's more of his art. So all this time I was touring around, and they were telling me about their, the movement and the act. This is the sanctuary where they launched the movement, and it's a place where they come together often and collect as a community, and not just to connect, but to plan and strategize what they're going to do next in the cause. So it was a really very sacred space and really beautiful place to go. You can keep going. The next slide, Jack. I think you're going to have to click a little faster because I don't have much time for this, so I have to check out. So I guess while he's clicking, because I'm not seeing a change in slides, we might be having technical difficulties. But I'll just say that it's been truly amazing to meet with these leaders. They have been at the forefront of the movement, and they've inspired the rest of us. I wanted to make sure that they knew they've inspired the rest of us on the mainland, as they call it, and around the world, because when we have a lot of losses and they have a win, it really inspires the rest of the movement. So yeah, maybe that was the end of that batch of photos. There should be another batch of photos with some other people that I interviewed. And I just want to, put out there that what is happening here is happening around the world and will happen around the world further if we don't stop it here. This is the incubator of GMOs. This is the place where the GMOs are tested and shipped out to the rest of the world, and we really need to pay attention to what's happening here. I'll talk a little bit about, let's see, what else. We went to, oh, you're going to change the batch of photos. We went to a place where the test fields are about, I believe, 500 feet, might be 500 meters away from the homes. In any case, very close. Oh, okay. So here's some more people that I interviewed. This is Ellie Cochran is the woman with the flower in her hair. She is a representative and for the people, and she's really a fireball and just passionate and dedicated, and she's not afraid of the opposition. She's totally amazing. And then also is Autumn. She is somebody that is working with Center for Food Safety. She's got a binder there called Pesticides in Paradise with all kinds of facts and figures about the pesticides happening here the use of pesticides here. And what was interesting was that they don't have to register how much glyphosate they're using because it's not a restricted use pesticide. So they do have to register atrazine because that is a restricted use pesticide, and they're using way more atrazine here in Maui than any other island. Here's a wonderful farmer, and he's the head of a regenerative or sustainable type agriculture group. I'm sorry I don't have the exact title right now. I don't want to make a mistake on it, but he works with the Department of Ag as well. This is a sideways map of, you can see the Monsanto test plots very close to the homes, and we were near the middle one. That's the next slide that you'll see. We were near the middle one where we went to go. But you'll see all of this in the video that we'll be putting out. I just want to give you a little heads up for it. So this is Halipalani, and this is right behind it are the test plots. And then if you see the next slide, you'll see where there's homes that are very close to these test plots, and they spray, a couple times a week, and they spray up to 4 or 5 different chemicals at a time, and they don't have to tell them what they're spraying. That man was Joe Ritter, and he was presenting me with a magical papaya, which is sort of a running joke around here because there was a judge that said that, oh, these magical papayas are so wonderful, and if we don't have our magical papayas, and I don't know, something that it was all about the GMO papaya, so it was just sort of a running joke with the locals, and he had to present me with that. This picture, I don't know why it's not bigger, but it's of one of the test plots. We stopped, and we could see that they had bags over the corn, and it was either to prevent the pollen or to pollinate it, but they had to bag every, or not every, but many of the corn stalks, and they had to tag them, and there was you can go to the next slide, you might see it better. There was a big container of chemicals right near it. I don't know why those are so small. Now, that picture was actually the one that you just saw was of the green sugar cane. And but I want to point out that the test plot was probably only a couple hundred feet from the road. It was very close. Anyway, this picture is of the green sugar cane, and then this one is of the cane that has been sprayed with glyphosate, so it's in the process of drying. So you can see it's sprayed right by the road, and this is where the sugar cane has been burned and cleared, and you can see the red earth, and that red earth is all around the island. The island is red earth, and when a test plot is near homes, you can see that the red earth blows from the test plot into the homes, and it's all over the sidewalks and the roads. So they can't say that the chemicals from that test plot are not getting into the homes or getting around the homes, because you can see that the soil is. There's evidence of the soil blowing through the air and getting there. So this is where the test plots, where it becomes green. There's a dead area, and then right beyond that, that's all Monsanto corn, and they're growing it for seed. And this was where I spoke last night. This was the stage. It was very beautiful. They had flowers all over, and the man speaking is Mark Sheehan, who opened up the evening, and just a wonderful man. He's 80 years old. He's been an activist for 55 years, and he's one of the lead activists here in Maui. Just an incredible man. And then Alika spoke, who is a native. So that was the end of those photos. But so Alika spoke. He blessed everybody, who did a prayer for the ancestors, welcomed the ancestors in. And then Beth from Shaka spoke and introduced me. And it was practically a full house. It was really fantastic showing. And it was I feel like it's a very powerful presentation. I had a fantastic reaction from everybody. People were engaged. They were raising their hands. It was very, very sad to see that I would say about 70 to 80% of the people raised their hands when I asked how many people have allergies, or especially asthma. A lot of people raised their hands when they had a loved one with asthma. And I would probably say 80 to 90% of the people raised their hands when I asked with how many people had raised their hands twice, like they had more than one health issue in their family. And so that was very sad. But the evening was incredibly inspiring. The activists that spoke up, that asked questions, that wanted to get involved afterwards, to do more. It was just one of the most magical evenings I've ever been able to participate in. And they gave me a standing ovation at the end. It was really incredible. And I've just been very blessed to be here, and I can't wait to share all of the interviews and stories of all the people that are being activists here in Maui to protect the land. And they call it the Aina, which is that which feeds us. It's very much at the forefront of their consciousness, and this is something that I'm just personally not as aware of in suburbia and California. I don't think as a people that often. I mean, there's a lot of organic farmers perhaps that do, and that think of this, but I don't think we think that often in the mainland, on the mainland, about protecting the earth and protecting the water and the air. It's just not something that's at the forefront of our existence. But here it is. It is very much prevalent. Everyone comes from respect. They treat each other with respect. They greet each other warmly. Everybody hugs everybody, and it's just something you do. You're generous. You're giving. And you don't just take, you give. And then if you are open and curious and generous with other people, you are accepted very warmly here. And so there's a very special, beautiful connection that the people, the residents of Hawaii have. And I am so honored to be a part of it for a short time, and to hopefully take some of this back with me to the United States, and especially take back the message of the right to health, which is what I announced last night for the Shaka movement. And I hope we can bring this message back to the United States, and people will embrace that we not only have the right to know, we have the right to health. Babies are born with an innate right, a blessing, to not be assaulted or harmed or neglected. And we as human beings still have that. We may not be babies, but we have the right to not be harmed and neglected and deprived and assaulted. And GMOs and toxic chemicals do that. So my message was really, we have the right to health. And it's not just about knowing or choosing. We have those as well. But a baby can't know or choose. They just have that right. So I wish I could take questions, but I don't think that Anne has the ability to ask questions. And I do have people waiting for me to check out. I don't know if you can hear the noise in the background, but they sort of arrived early so we can have lunch. But I can't wait to share the videos. It's been an incredible experience. I am eager to get back to my family. My son lost his first 2 teeth while I was away. So I miss them terribly, but it was a wonderful experience to connect with these amazing people. And I want the world to know that Maui is not giving up. They are not going anywhere. They're getting stronger. They are building their coalitions. They are taking on testing, and the citizens, and doing health surveys and connecting more with the locals. They're going door to door. And I am very inspired. That's what I want to do in America. I think we need to have health surveys where we can go door to door, fill it out on our little phone so that it all gets logged into one place and it's very easy to retrieve the data, and connect with our neighbors, because there's a health crisis going on. And if the government's not going to protect us, we need to do it. So I'm going to log out because it's getting kind of noisy here, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in and for listening to this update. Sorry it was a little slow in the beginning with the technical difficulties, but I promise you when the video comes out, it is going to be powerful. You'll be inspired not only by the beauty of Maui and Hawaii, but from the people. And we will keep going and keep working together. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and much love and respect to the people of Maui. Thank you for your hospitality, and I have to say aloha. Thank you.